Then moving on to the next one, that is mainly the implementation cycles. So as part of a project life cycle, how the implementation mainly works is, so it start off with once the client has mainly bought the product, once they have bought the cloud subscription, once everything is done, they will start off with the implementation phase. They will find a consulting company which will do the configuration for those. Once the consulting company enters into business with that particular customer, the first thing what they do is with the familiarization. So most of the standard flows which are mainly there as part of the process are part of each module. Yeah, each of those representative persons will show them the application. So for example, if it's procurement, what all of things can be done in procurement, I will be showing to the customer. I might start off with say purchase requisition, how it can be created. I'll show them the standard purchase requisition, how it is created. Once it's created, how the approval will go through, and once it is approved, what is the next step? As a buyer, I can view those purchase orders, I can process those purchase order, sorry, as a buyer, I can view those purchase requisition, and from those purchase requisition, I can process them into purchase orders. And after purchase order is created, what is the next step? Whether it goes for approval. In that manner, I can show it in the application what is the standard flow associated. So based on this, there will be discussions which are mainly and happening. So whenever I show an application, I can say this one ask them also those relevant questions. For example, purchase a requisition while I am creating, I'll show them there is a functionality called as approvals where you can configure so and so based on amount limit or whatever it is, you can add in those conditions so that it gets automatically routed for approval. Then I can ask them in general, do you have approvals in place for creating purchase or requisition? So that the client might come back and say, okay, for purchase requisition, in our case, everything goes to cost center manager, or everything goes to the procurement manager or buyer or the procurement department. It will go for their approval. So then we'll get in details. Okay, can you share us what all are the approvals that you have in place? So based on that, in the next this one phase, we can walk you through those respective cycles. So that's how the familiarization and the requirement gathering phase will happen. Rubish, you are able to understand, right, or whatever I'm trying to this one communicate. Rubish, you are able to hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that is our first part, familiarization, where we'll be showing all those things. You will demonstrate whatever is the standard use cases and the application. You will show it to them. Then you will have those information gathering sessions will be there in place. The second one is what is called as process playback one. So here, first one you show them the standard flow. The second case, whatever is the customer requirement that you have gathered, you'll walk through customer solutions. So whatever is solutions that they have in place based on their business processes, you will fine tune rather than the standard flow whatever is in place. You will this one come up with real time data, and you will show some of those this one say real time data, real time users, whatever is mainly used in line with those. You will show those walk through mainly through the customer solutions. As I told you, they might tell that my approval it goes to project manager. The next time, whenever you show this as part of the process playback, whenever you show them at that stage, you will configure the approvals in such a manner that this one it goes to the procurement manager, and how it mainly comes up. You can show to those particular customer. Then, based on that, again, you will try to gather more information in as part of process playback one. You will demonstrate that specific use cases, whatever they are looking forward, you will show it to them. And based on that, what all are the challenges or gaps in your product, those things you will identify those. And based on that, in our product, if there is something alternative which we have it in place, those things you will communicate and demonstrate it to the client. And if still gaps are there in place, this one you can suggest any workaround which you can come as part of the process, or you can suggest them to this one move to our means Oracle Fusion standard processes, and what is the advantages in the moving to this standard processes. You can suggest those. If even after all these things, if the customer is adamant that they want to stick to those, then you can check for any workarounds, or whether whatever the functionality or feature that they are requesting, whether this is in pipeline in our Oracle Fusion application, whether it is in pipeline. Also, you can check with Oracle support on those. If it's in pipeline, say it will come in, say next 1 year within that time period, if it might come up, you can communicate the same to the customer stating that this is in pipeline, and once the implementation is mainly done, post that you can incorporate this feature or functionality. If it's there, if the functionality of feature is in pipeline for Oracle to develop those features. So this is the second phase, that is process playback one. The next one is process playback two. So whatever you have showed it over here, there might be gaps or something will be there, which you will again fine tune, and which you will come across with solutions, and then you show those things as part of your process playback two. You work them through the finalized solution, and whoever is the process owner, they those process owners will be used use for this, and then you demonstrate those specific processes, and whatever is the solutions for those gaps also you will show as part of process playback too. Then the next phase is your SIT, system integration testing. So as part of system integration testing, you will build all the configuration, which will be all, means here when you reach to SIT phase and all, whatever the this one configurations which are in place, it will be almost say 90 percentage. This it will be in line with your final solution. So only a few changes here and there will be there in place, not major changes you will entertain at that stage. So here almost all the solution will be finalized, and based on that you will do the configurations. The configuration will be close to your final solution, and you will validate whatever is the full cycle components you will validate across. So here you will show only for specific this one flows only you might show up. Yeah, as part of system integration testing, you will do one end-to-end flow. Whatever the modules or respective modules which are mainly involved, you will show them the end-to-end flow for those, and based on that, it will be done as part of system integration testing. Then post that is what you have something called as user acceptance testing. So here you will encourage the user to use the application. You might create a login with a real-time data there, username there, this one, what is it, the whatever is the user details that is in place. You might create with those your username, email, and all. You'll create so that the users will be able to log into the application, and they will be executing the task based on whatever is the validation of the test scripts that we provide. So here, as part of the UAT phase, you will finalize the solution. You will complete the final solution configuration, whatever is in place. You will finalize those accordingly. Then, once the UAT is mainly done, or in parallel to whatever is the UAT, whatever the requirements which are frozen at that stage, all those configuration you will migrate it mainly to your prod environment. And once once the configurations are mainly done, once you have means once every configurations, everything is mainly completed, you will this one share the details with the customer, and it will then it will be the go live phase, where the customer will start using the system in order to create the real-time transactions in the application. So that will be our go live phase. And during go live also, as part of just because you as a client, you are just what is it, moving to a new technology, or you are moving to a new product on the whole. So there might be some time it might take for them to stabilize. So within that time, they might have 100 queries will be there. They might get stuck somewhere. So as a part of that process, you can also have this post production support also. You can provide for those particular customers. So as part of the contract, it will be mentioned once go live, there will be a production support for 1 month, or say 2 months. We will be providing a production support in case if any issues or anything comes up. We will be this one working on those, and we will provide this one resolutions for those. So as part of the process, you have the post production support. So this is how the implementation project life cycle is. So it start off with familiarization. You have the process playback one, playback two, SIT, system integration testing, user acceptance testing, go live, and post production support. Any questions so far, or are we good till here?
Yeah, I have a question. So these
Ah,
terms you've used, is
no,
it specific to Oracle, or is it
no,
like a
no.
general?
These are generic ones. Specific to organization, it might be different.
Right, right. Okay, so
So
these terms are they won't be referred to like in certifications or something like that, right?
no, 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 no. But this one,
Okay.
for example, when you are going for an interview,
Yeah,
this one, as a trainee or whenever you go for an interview, when you say that you know Oracle Fusion, they might ask you, can you explain you what the this one project life cycle is? Can you show explain to those? So you can whatever the terms that you are familiar with, based on that, you can this one try to this one elaborate on each areas and what it
yeah.
does. You can mention those. For example, this one process playback one in some organization it is called a CRP1, CRP2 conference room pilot. In that manner, you call it in under different terms, but the for this one whatever we do as part of the process is the same. Each organization has their own terminologies which will be there.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to confirm that. That's
Uh,
what I thought, but just in case.
okay. Okay. But this will be, I mean, if you are applying for an entry level job or for a person who is a this one analyst level role, if you are trying to apply for,
Yeah.
then at that stage, this will be one of the questions they might ask as part of the process. Do you know the implementation life cycle? Have you worked on any implementations, and whether you have done any end-to-end implementation? So when they ask end-to-end implementation, they wanted to know whether you have experienced each of the phases.
So I have a
Huh,
question.
huh,
Like in regards to this getting a job,
huh,
um, so right now you can classify me as a end user,
hmm,
but I use like Excel, Power BI, and
hmm.
different things. So if is it possible? Do you think I can start off as like like I can go to a implementer, that kind of thing? Because I remember you saying last time you can
Hmm.
go, but because
Uh,
I'm an
there's-
end user, I'll only know what to do. I won't know like the designing of everything, right? The actual implementation.
Understood, understood. No, that is what. So even for an implementation, you have those different levels are there. Rupesh, means some
Okay,
of
okay,
those high level jobs. For example, this one. Some of those high level where it start off with 10 years of experience. You will go as a solution architect. You will go.
okay.
Where you will be the one based on the solution, whatever the things which they are telling, based on which you will solution the product for them. Means you will be actively involved in discussion with the client and performing all those activities, and you yourself will be doing the this one, solution and entire planning of those processes. You will be the one who will be doing. Then there are other this one persons who will be involved. Once the solutioning and everything is done in place, then there will be people who will be doing the configuration. So that stage is what, if you don't have much experience in the implementation cycle, that is the area you will fall on
That's
the.
all. Okay. So it
So
is possible
it is
from an
possible. So somebody else would have already this one discussed with the client, come up with the plan, come up with what all are the things which will be implemented. All those things somebody would have already had the discussion and walked them through the application. Then you will be doing the configuration for those. So those things are whatever is the requirement, based on that, they will share those requirements and you will be doing the configurations in the initial development environment first and then followed by that. So each stage, the role will be different. One, for example, once you go into advanced levels, it will be more customer facing role, it will be. Whereas if it is other way around, if it's a beginning area is where it is, then you will be more or less more this one facing your lead. It will be like your point of contact might be mostly with the this one your whoever is the lead consultant who's there in place. So you will get those info, and if you have some task or something, if you are not familiar with, you will reach out to them. How this I'm getting this error, how it can be sorted in that manner. As a team, there they will look into those details, and based on that, they will suggest all those things.
Okay.
So, and it depends. At the end of the day, it all depends on how comfortable you are and
Yeah.
how you will be able to upskill from one to another. That's the only thing. So it means you can understand, right? Even this one when organizations take in at first they will be say graduates or what is it? Campus hires is what they might take in. They will train them with a respective product, and post that is what they will start out with the implementation. So everybody, if you see at some stage, they will start from scratch only.
Okay.
So that is there. It's not like this one. It is some new technology, and all of a sudden you're this one. It's not also technical or coding where you need to first understand each and everything. Then only you can start doing. It's just you need to understand how the process is, visualize whatever is the process on the business side, and how it can be done in the application. So that is the only connection that you require.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So that's related to the project life cycle.